Hello again and welcome to another Visio tutorial. Today we're going to look at another Visio 2010 tutorial, and I'm going to look at the organization chart. So in order to get started, I'm going to the File tab and I'm going to choose a template from the recently used templates category. I'm going to choose the organization chart with metric units, and over on the right hand side in the preview area I'm going to click Create. As soon as I do that, Visio opens a blank drawing and it has the org chart tab added to the ribbon. Now if I click that org chart tab, you can see that it includes a number of commands suitable for alignment and laying out the shapes on an organization chart. Now in previous tutorials we've covered creating an organization chart manually, but I want to use the quick way of doing that by importing data from Excel. And over on the organization data group on the ribbon, there's a little button for import. So if I click that button, it then opens the organization chart wizard. Now the first option here is to create an organization chart from information that's already stored in a file or database. If you didn't want to do that, then you could choose this second option and enter the information that you want to use as you go through. But it's far easier if you've got this already saved in another format, like an Access database, an ordinary text file, a CSV file, or in my case, an Excel file. So I'm going to say Next. These are the various types of file that it will accept. I click Next again. It asks me to browse for the file that I want to use. Here in my folder I've got the Excel spreadsheet called org chart, and that's the one I'm going to use. The language, obviously, as I'm in the UK, is English UK. Click Next again. I'm offered the fields that I want to include in my organization chart. When you create an organization chart, the things that you must have are their name and then in each case who that person reports to. I'm going to open Excel and show you what my spreadsheet looks like. So this is the data I'm actually going to get Visio to insert for me. I've got field names here for the name, person's position, who they report to, their email address and their telephone extension. The CEO is this lady, Geraldine McPherson. It's important to include the field for who the person reports to so that Visio can establish the hierarchy. So that's the Excel spreadsheet that we're going to use. I'm going to close that now. And we'll go back to the org chart wizard. So as you can see in here, I've got the name, who they report to, and their first name. This is an optional one. So let's click Next, and now we can choose which columns or fields from the data file we want added into our shapes. I'm just going to leave it at that. The standard here is the name and position, and click Next again. I'm going to leave these with the default settings and click Next. And the name at the top of the page, the top executive, in my case is Geraldine McPherson. So then I'm going to say Finish, and we give it a moment or two to figure it out, and there we go. I've got each of the directors or the managers in order with the people who report to them listed underneath. And as you can see, in each case we've got a double line around each of the manager shapes, and then beneath them we've got position shapes. A new feature for this version of Visio is that we can click on a shape at the top, and I've got the option now to show or hide subordinates. If I click that button, all Denise Clayton's subordinates are hidden, and I can do that with each of the top level shapes. And of course I can show those shapes again just as easily by selecting the same button. And each time I click it reveals the shapes beneath that particular top shape. So I'm going to leave this tutorial here. In the next tutorial we'll have a look at the new alignment tools that Visio 2010 offers, and also applying design to what is essentially a fairly boring org chart. Alright, so thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next tutorial.